Yo, what's happening? It's Benjamin D'Souza here, Bizak with another Clizak. And I'm doing this video because of a stream that I seen yesterday and a short that I seen yesterday as well. The stream that I watched was the Obsidian stream when he was saying how, he sides with Fresh and Fit, and then, he laid out his case about certain 90s and 80s songs that black women made concerning black men, where they kind of castigated black men and whatnot. And he juxtaposed that against Fresh and Fit's criticisms towards black women. And he basically said what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And he laid out a masterful, you know, analysis of that. And later on that night, I seen Grandmaster Troll posted up a short video, probably about a minute clip of AngryMan in a road rage incident or road raging, you know. And I'm reminded when I seen that clip of the AngryMan, and I'm gonna tie this together. When I seen that clip of the AngryMan, I was reminded of what Chronicles of Judah 144 said about, make sure to not typecast yourself a certain way, and how basketball players like Allen Iverson had, typecasted himself as being this down hood type of fellow, and now he has to play that role. Since he pigeonholed himself into that role, he has to play that role for the rest of his life. The brother's damn near in his 40s, as Chronicles of Judah would say, and he's still dressing like it's 2002, And also, I was reminded of something that the author Robert Greene has said in the 48 Laws of Power concerning reinventing yourself, And from what I seen out of those two uploads yesterday is that AngryMan has failed to reinvent himself, and he has typecasted himself. When he came onto the scene in circa 2016, 2015, he, before the live streams, he had made this character of I'm the Angry Man Smash, and he has played that role for so long that now that character is starting to seep into his real life. You know what I mean? Even though he's engaging in streaming on YouTube, he's in the real world. He's not in his studio. He's out in traffic, yelling and cussing and talking about shooting and talking about shooting on camera, bruh. On YouTube, on camera. I'm like, bruh, that shit right there, that shit works on YouTube, man. That shit works online. That whole, let me hop on a panel and turn my volume on my mic all the way up and shout on niggas and then tell niggas, catch a flight, catch a flight. That shit works on YouTube, bro. That, you can't square that equation in real life, man. You're going to get the wrong answer every time you try to square that equation, man. That's a non-answer. As they were saying math. That's a non-answer, bruh. You got to put a zero and a slash through that jump. Or equal sign with a slash through it, or whatever the case is. Or I can't remember. But yeah. And then I juxtapose that to Obsidian. Obsidian has successfully, in a lot of cases, reinvented himself. Now, in the book, The 48 Laws of Power, in the segment where he was talking about you got to reinvent yourself, it was this particular gentleman who tried his hand at this certain endeavor and was unable to do so. He was unable to be successful at it, right? So he left, reinvented himself, and came back with an entirely different persona. You know what I mean? different characteristics. The way he carried himself was different. I think he went by a different name and all that. And he was able to, gain a foothold and be successful within the endeavor that he came back, to embark in. And just seeing brothers, don't typecast yourself. Don't show up to a spot saying, well, I'm gonna be, don't get around a group of people and typecast yourself. Well, I'm gonna be the tough guy, or I'm gonna be, the super smart guy, or I'm gonna be the ladies' man. Don't pigeonhole yourself in that particular situation, in that particular character. But this is gonna be short. You feel me? That's just something that I seen, and I could sit on here. I got my criticisms about AngryMan. I'm like, brother, please take some time out. And this is me being serious. I'm not taking a jab at you or nothing. Now you can take it however you want to, because I know you listen to my shit. But I think you need to take some time out and reflect and do some introspection, because this character that you created of being the angry man, look at everybody that you used to run with, man. You done ran off everybody that you used to run with. You done fell out with everybody. Cerulean Gray, Charles Faulkner, BGS, Edward Anderson. And I don't mean like just simple fallouts where, you have a spat with them, just a simple disagreement, and they like, all right, well, cool, I'll just fall back from being on your panel. No, you done blown up and talked all kind of crazy to motherfuckers. You done fell out with everybody. Only got Kendra D fell out with her, even though simultaneously, while you were trying to prevent women from coming into the space, you were fighting tooth and nail to make sure that she had a solidified space, a solidified spot in the space. And then you even fall out with her. So I'm like, bro, you need to check yourself, man. Cause then now you bring that angry man persona into the real world, man. It's like the movie The Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're not in the movie realm anymore. You starting to get into the real world, In The Last Action Hero, a bad guy in the movie realm, a bad guy can shoot at Arnold Schwarzenegger 100 times and miss every shot. But if you watch the movie, when he got into the real world and, motherfuckers started tossing that brass at him, he caught a couple. You know what I'm saying? So, and as far as Obsidian is concerned, congratulations, brother, because I see the growth. I see how you have successfully rebranded yourself. Even though back in the day, vintage Obsidian was entertaining, man. Those 2017, 2018, 2019 podcasts, legendary, man. Legendary. But, motherfuckers need to adapt. It's like being in a boxing match. It's like the boxer Terrence Crawford. He come out orthodox, and then after he fill you out, he'll switch it up and go southpaw. Or Floyd Mayweather, the greatest technical boxer in history, the greatest pure boxer in history. He was able to get into a fight, read his opponent, and adjust to what his opponent was doing. So I think Obsidian did a wonderful job reinventing himself. And it's cool to take some time away from YouTube. Shout out to DJ Kuda. Because DJ Kuda, he was on to something. He was damn near prophetic when he said, go outside. Go outside. You know what I'm saying? Get away from this YouTube shit and go outside. When I came into the military, I was gone for a minute, Was that August of 2020? I went in excuse me, went into basic training, and I didn't get out of AIT until what's that? April 21. So I'm damn near gone a year. And then, I got my cell phone back when I was in AIT, but I really couldn't. We were on such a tight schedule that I really couldn't get on streams like that. You know what I mean? So I couldn't be a part of stream team anymore. And I think I hopped on a few panels while I was in AIT. I hopped on one of Obsidian's panels, and I even dropped, some material, dropped some content while I was in AIT and what have you. But that time away, especially when I was at basic, and I had just like completely detoxed from the whole YouTube panel dynamic, because it really do be the panels. Like, the panels is the problem. Like, the live streaming shit is the problem. O'Shea was right about that. When I was deep off in the game on Sunday Rumbles and shit, on Teapot shit, or hopping on the third stream, or, whatever live stream that was popping back then. I was deep off in the game. I got so deep I didn't know up from down or left from right. So it's good to take some time to get back, step back, reevaluate yourself. And now, how I go is I don't hop on panels like that anymore. Because I listen to a raucous panel where motherfuckers is up there cussing each other out, threatening each other, and I'm kind of embarrassed because I'm like, damn, was I sounding like that? In some cases, yes, I was. And it's just, when you listen to panels like that, it's just so much noise and just confusion. It's like, oh my God, no. So I myself have taken a reinventing approach as far as YouTube is concerned. Motherfuckers be like, man, we don't see you around no more. Man, I be around. I be in these chats sometimes. I just hop in the chat real quick, throw up, my fleur de lis emoji, and just keep it going. But as far as going back and forth in the chat room with faceless internet trolls and shit, clickety clacking on the keyboard, you don't know who the fuck you talking to. You know what I'm saying? For all you know, it could be some dirty, some dirty motherfucker. It's a black female avatar, but it's some white man talking in the place of a black female avatar, or be some fit, fine black female avatar, and it's some 50-year-old size 16 behemoth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know who you fucking talking to in these chat rooms. And when you get on the panel, the shit's fucking bedlam. So, I just have reinvented myself to take a different approach. I'll still hop on panels from time to time. Like, I recently hopped on one of Taz's panels, but I just wanted to raise a pertinent question to a very pertinent, discussion that's been floating about concerning the abortion of black male babies. That needed my attention. For the most part, I just ignored that side, that camp over there. I just ignored them. But on that topic right there, nah. I gotta do my two-step on that, But yeah, like I said, just to wrap this up, because I think I'm rambling now. AngryMan is a case in point of when you typecast yourself as a certain character, now you got to keep playing that character. It's kind of like it's kind of like a '90s rapper. He's got to be that tough rapper that he displayed himself to be on his first album. Even though it's 20 years later, he still gotta be the same nigga that he was back in 1996 on his first debut album. which is unfortunate. And I think Obsidian, on the other hand, and how he did such a good job in reinventing himself, I would compare him to like a Nas. You know, Nas came out with Illmatic, you know, Stillmatic, It Is Written, you know, all the Godson, all those classics from the 90s and the early 2000s. And now he's coming, his music now fits his age. You know what I'm saying? He kind of reinvented himself to where his music now is like akin to classical music, if that makes sense. It's akin to jazz and classical music. Like it's some timeless shit. It's some shit that you possibly could play at a suit and tie party. You know what I'm saying? A suit and tie party where motherfuckers got on Air Force Ones and shit. You know what I mean? But, you know, suit and tie nonetheless. But yeah, though, man, that's all I got on that one. Get up on that.